Morgyn from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with a layout process video for you. This process video is all about me, which I don't scrapbook very often, unless it's a family photo or a photo of Sam and I. It's about the only time I really get my face in the photos these days. But the reason I have chose to do this layout about me is because I am using it as part of my design team entry for the Hit Kit Club. Sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister for me to say at the moment. So yeah, this layout is going to be used as part of my entry for that. And I thought it would be good to do things about me, what I like, all my favourite things and what's going on in my life at the moment. So that's what this one is about. So I'll kind of talk you through what I'm doing at the moment. First of all, that photo I cut down till I think it's not quite 4x4, it's a bit smaller than that, and then I mounted it on some white cardstock, and this backing paper is from an old Kaisercraft collection. I can't remember the name of it, sorry, but it's got like little really faint chevron pattern all the way through it. You can't really pick it up on the camera. You should be able to see it in the still photos at the end. So yeah, I'm using that as my background, and then all these little Polaroid cut aparts, they were from, I think, Amy Tan, Dear Lizzie maybe, I'm not entirely sure. I've had them cut apart and sitting on my desk for ages and ages, and I've been wanting to use them and wanting to create a layout, and I kind of had it all in my head how I wanted it to look, and I just kept forgetting to do it or not having a photo to scrapbook with. So I happened to pick them up the other day and looked at them, and I'm like, oh, I could use this for a layout about me. And then when I decided to apply for the Hit Kit Club design team, I thought, what better opportunity than to do a layout about myself. I'm also using some products from the latest Kitaholics Kits collection. Sorry, my words today are just not happening. I apologise for stumbling across all my words. It's just one of those days for me, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm using the Kitaholics kits to do this, along with a few other little bits and pieces from my stash that I pick up along the way. So I wanted to mount the photo on a few different elements. I didn't want to just use, 3 or 4 bits of cardstock to back my photo. So I wanted to use a frame, and I wanted to use some other fun bits, and then I pulled this tag out, which says, I think it says hello, hello, hello on it, but you can't really read that. I just liked the minty tealy green colour, which fitted with the colour scheme on the page. It kind of matches with one of the other little cards. Then I knew I wanted to embellish each of the little Polaroid picture things. I knew I wanted to put something on each of those. So that's where I sort of envisioned the layout going. So I was going through these stickers that came in one of the Kitaholic kits. I can't remember which one, possibly the embellishment kit. And I was trying to find something that I could use on there. What did I use? Oh, I used this aqua coloured one. It's just got some arrows on it. So I used that across there. And then I just pulled out lots of little bits. This whole layout was just made up of little bits, really. There was no real big pieces of cardstock. There was no real rhyme or reason for why I did anything other than I liked it and it worked in the space that I had available. What else did I do? Oh, I really wanted to use that bow, the sequin bow, but it was just too, I think it was just too shiny or too big. I can't really remember my exact reasoning as to why I didn't use it. I really wanted to, but I think it was just too big of an embellishment. The same with these flowers. I really wanted to use these as well, but again, they were just too big. Everything else was quite small, like it was small scale little cards that I was trying to work with, and the big embellishments were just too big, unfortunately. They will get on a layout one day, I assure you. I will get them on somewhere. I might have to scrap some photos of me, maybe some wedding photos. I haven't really scrapbooked many wedding photos, like maybe two. Two of my wedding photos might have been scrapbooked. It's not a lot considering how many we have. So I might pull the flowers out for that. It's hard when you've got a son and a husband and everything's sort of manly and masculine, and then there's all these pretty flowers and glitter and sequins and everything like that, and it's hard to sometimes make them work with boy layouts. I do try, and sometimes it works, other times not so much. But or maybe I should just take more photos of myself or my mum or my sister. I'll get them to send me some photos. They will not like that one little bit. Anyway, so in the meantime, I've pulled out 3 bits of wood veneer. It was a camera, a wood that says family, and then a globe. So those all make up different things that I like and that are part of my life, or as far as traveling, I wish were more part of my life than they currently are. And then I was going through trying to find some words or something that I can use. I really want to use these quote stickers. They're so awesome. Every time I've tried to use them, they're either too big or they don't quite say the right thing, or the thing that I want, the one that I want to use, the phrase I want to use is in the wrong color for the rest of my layout. I've had an epic fail with that. I love them so much, but they just haven't made it on a layout, unfortunately. Again, another one of those things, I'm determined to use some of them up. Maybe I'll make some cards. There's some good quotes on there for some cards. I haven't made cards in a long time. And look, I do get a flower on this layout. It's pretty exciting. Don't do that very often. And then I use these alphas that came with the Simple Story stickers, and I just spell out favs. The little pink tag sticker says my life, and then I put and faves on there. I would normally write favorites, but it was not going to fit. And I do go back and put a ampersand in there as well. When I was testing out some of these Heidi Swap colour shines on the black paper to see which ones would show up the most. The blue didn't, the gold does, and the pink kind of does. So I knew I wanted to do some of those splatters in the background, but I wanted to test it out first before I went ahead and did it and made it look all funny. And I think I go and do that now. Yeah. So I take all of these bits and pieces off and go and do some splatters and end up making a big mess. And I know you can't see that, the camera is not picking that up, but the pink you can actually see through the black background. I'm pretty sure I went in, oh that's right, I made a mess. I really should move everything out of my way when I'm going to do colour splatters, because it tends to get everywhere. And I know there's a big smudge on the page down the bottom, but I knew that was where my photo was going to go, and it was quite a big area of space that was going to be taken up, so I wasn't too worried about having a mess there, because I knew it was going to not be seen in the end. The same with that big splatter in the middle. I figured that I could move the cards around enough to cover that splotch up. So I put that aside to dry and decided to work on each of the little, what are they, Polaroid cards. So I was kind of using each one as a mini layer, I suppose you could say, as I was going through and doing them. And each one kind of represented something in my life that is a favorite, or something that I enjoy, or, you know, just something that is about me. So this one, I wrote photography and memory keeping. So that is two things that I really, really enjoy. I wish I was a better photographer. Sadly, I'm not that great, but I try my best, and I have improved greatly over the last couple of years. The more photos I take, and the more conscious I am of how I'm taking them and how I'm using my camera, has definitely improved my photo quality, which is a good thing, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a good thing. As long as you're improving and not getting worse, that's good. And then this one here, the scooter, really nothing to do with me, but the color, it's a minty green color, which is one of my favorite colors at the moment. I absolutely love it. And pink. I'm like kind of crazy about pink at the moment, and I have never been a pink girly girl ever, really. But lately I've just been somewhat obsessed with pink. Pink everything. I think I even bought pink clothing the other day for myself, and that just doesn't ever happen. So I used the bike, so that was the pink color, the mint color, and then I punched out that pink heart to represent my favorite colors. And then I was going to use the deer because I didn't think I had any elephant embellishments. And then I remembered I did have this one tucked away in my stash, and elephants are my favorite animal, and they have been for forever, since I can remember. I have had elephants as my favorite animal, so I put that on there. As much as I love that deer, and I do love deer, they're probably in my top 5. I thought it was the only animal embellishment I had, so I was going to use that. So I'm glad I found the elephant one to make a true representation of myself. And then the star one, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with that, so I just left it blank for now. And this one, I wrote family, or used the word for me for family, and then I just wrote my boys and I. It was pretty simple, so I did that one. And then this one is a picture of an ice cream, and it says, there's a little tiny word in the middle at the bottom that says delightful. And so I used this puffy sticker from Cocoa Vanilla Studios that says always. His ice cream is always delightful. I love ice cream. Some ice cream. I'll put a caveat on that. Some ice cream. It doesn't love me back, and I shouldn't ever eat dairy because it doesn't agree with me. But on the odd occasion that I feel like ice cream, I really do enjoy it. I wish I could eat more ice cream. And mint chocolate chip is my favorite. So to go along with my mint favorite color, is also my favorite flavor of ice cream. And this one here, I put the yellow flower on there. What did I write on there? Oh, I wrote my favorite flower, which isn't that type of flower. My favorite are jonquils and gardenias, but I didn't have any embellishments for either of those flowers, so I just went with what I had. And then the globe, I put travel under there because I do love to travel. I do love experiencing new places and sights and sounds and foods and culture. Like, I just love that. Sadly, my budget doesn't allow me to travel as often or as far as I would like to, but it is still a passion of mine. So that was all of those things, and then I went on to doing all the bits and pieces behind my photo. So I stuck down the tag, and then I just got literally some random scraps and stuck them on there because I knew I wanted to bring the pink in because there's two of that dark pink on that top row, and I wanted to bring it in down the bottom as well, just to give it a bit more of a cohesive look across the page, which I do end up doing after I stick this one down, I think. Sorry, I filmed this a couple of days ago and I can't exactly remember what I did. But again, this is another scrap piece of paper that probably would have just been thrown in the bin, but I decided to trim it down and make a little border out of it. This is a great way to use up all your tiny little scraps of paper, especially when you're trying to kill a kit. If you've got a kit and you're trying to maximize its full potential, doing this really, really works. It really helps. Try not to waste too much and just use up everything that you've got. That is how I work anyway. And this is when I went and got a little bit of pink in there, and it's not quite as dark as the ones at the top. The dark was just too, or the bright pink I should say, was just too bright. I do end up putting that tiny little piece down the bottom there. And the flare badge said, "Be yourself," and that was from, I think that was from one of the Kitaholic kits. I think. Oh, I've got so much stuff, I can't remember where I get everything from. And then I added in this frame that's been sitting in my stash for a while. Can't even remember where that's from. It's been in there that long. I do try to remember where most of my products come from, or like, you know, the companies or something like that. I try my best to remember, especially so I can tell you guys if you're wanting any of them. And just checking to see if my background paper was dry yet, and it was. So time to stick everything down. I think this layout actually did take me quite a long time to do. It took me well over an hour. It was like an hour 20 to do. The main reason was, which you'll see in a minute, the main reason why it took so long. But yeah, it was just one of those layouts. I did have lots of fun doing it, and I think I want to try and do a similar sort of layout again, because it was really fun. I might do like a page all about Frank and then another one all about Sam or something like that. So we've all got our own little page in this year's family album. Oh yeah, I just repositioned that. I realized I'd done it up too high, so I had to move it all down a bit to make everything fit, make it nice and even, because everyone knows how much I like it to be even. None of this uneven, out of place nonsense. And yeah, once I was happy with the positioning and the layout of all the pieces, I just glued them down. But I do cut out that bit because it took me quite a while to glue all those down. So that was one part that took up a little bit of time. There you go, magic of TV. Ta-da, it is done. And then I just stuck another little star onto that one. And what's this bit? Oh, some more little scraps. Look at me. Because I used that heart paper underneath my photo, I wanted to bring it in up the top, just like I had with the pink little bit. And then these little heart, I suppose you could call them sequins. They don't have the hole in them like regular sequins do, but they're made out of the same material. So I just popped a few of those around the layout. Because I had the gold Heidi Shine splatters in the back, I felt like I needed a little bit more gold on the actual layout itself. So I got those, were from the Kitaholic Kits Club. Oh, my words, tongue-tied. And yeah, so those were all part of that kit as well. And what was I doing now? Oh, using a little bit of this, what is that called? Embroidery thread? Yeah, embroidery thread. To finish off the tag, because I hate leaving a tag without something through it. It always just looks unfinished and out of place if it doesn't have something threaded through the hole. And this is what took me forever. I used these tiny stickers from Kaisercraft to go over all of the little bits that I had handwritten. Everything that I hand wrote, I went over with tiny little stickers. That took me ages. Anyway, that is the layout done, guys. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!